We're going over a game, Lee Changho versus Chang Hao. No, this is not 1990. This is actually played reasonably, actually, no, it was actually played a couple days ago. And I have no idea why. It's just called Special Game. That's all it's called. It's just called Special Game. So I thought we'd go over it because when I was first learning and becoming a one-done, it was by reviewing a bunch of pro games. And Lee Changho was one of the players that kept reviewing because he was the top of his game at the time. This was like back in, 2000, 2001, things like that. So, yeah. Occasionally, we kind of forget about good old Lee Changho because we get sidetracked with other players nowadays, like Shinjin So, like Kaji. We get distracted by Shibano Torimaru, Kang Danyun, Isidol, like the players who are usually regarded as being at the very, very top. But Lee Changho is still around. He's not exactly known for his, calm and cool style, just taking you to end game and winning by a few points. He's had to be a little bit more aggressive, but he's still fun to look over. And we're gonna do so right now. So he plays against Chang Hao, two people who have played each other for a very, very, very long time. I mean, if you look at how far back their match history goes against one another, it's gonna go way back. So Lee Changho takes a large knight opening. And sure enough, we see the approach here rather than the split, for reasons that everyone knows. So I will not go over it again. What is interesting is that Lee Changho does pincer high here rather than low here, or backing off. All of these are completely okay. Now, one of the reasons why I took this is because this rather ghoulie style opening I thought was kind of interesting. Haven't seen it in a while. Where we realize that R14 is really, really difficult to attack. Like, no single move kills it. This move doesn't kill it, that move doesn't kill it. So we can try to play lightly with that stone and see if we can't live on this side and then maybe go back and live here, or go into the corner, or change direction or something. As a result, Lee Changho does not try to kill it. He takes points. We still have to play here, because if we go off doing anything else, that it gets a little bit awkward if this gets pincered. Then we have to fight for a base, which is not what White wants to do. Now here we could play locally, but we've already discussed this stone can be treated lightly, and this has a base. So rather than try to do anything else here, we're going to approach the open corner. White takes territory. And then black moves for a very aggressive opening, rather than something like this, for example, of just playing Jiseki. He's going to treat these stones lightly. White backs off. White does not cut. Because if white cuts, we're not really getting a whole lot, are we? This still gets a base. We kind of need to move down here right now, otherwise, all of the outside moves over here are going to be Sentei. And that's going to be tough. If this is Sentei even once, that's really, really great for black, right? Which is why you don't normally see that. You could do this. But this isn't really a thing. We have to go back and play here now. And then black still gets to extend, which is not what we're looking for. Now, granted, the forcing moves are away, but you still need another move over here, otherwise black will just simply take your extension away, and then why did you build this at all? So we play here. This leads into corner defense, leads into expansion, and I think it's arguable that black is in a pretty good position. White is more solid territory, sure. Black's positions aren't completely secured yet, it should be noted. We still have ways to invade at A for reduction. We can invade at A, or at B rather. 3-3 is still vulnerable. If D gets stronger, we can potentially come in at E. Why did B play a large line enclosure on the lower right-hand side? Well, you got two choices. You can do large or you can do small. And here's the problem. Here's the problem. Let's go back to that. That's actually not a bad question. So, let's say we play here. We play here. And this is a small knight. Is there anything you predict happening down here because this is a small knight? Is there any, let's say, new move, perhaps, that, or more recent move that you might find out of white as a follow-up here? Anything at all? Anything at all? White's next move? Any ideas? Any ideas? Any ideas going once? Any ideas going twice? Any ideas going twice? Who's got the idea? Who got the idea? Who got the idea? Who got the idea? Who got the idea? I got the idea. Carrot Hawk got the idea. Yes, Carrot Hawk, good job. Why is that a white stone? Or black stone? There we go. Yeah, we might play this. And then we're looking at do, and something like that, maybe. Right? Or we might be looking at something like do into doot. This is a little bit better. Into doot to leave this there, right? Right. Now, here's the thing. If this is as a large knight, this becomes that much larger, and we can say we've got lots of solid points. Even if we play here, we've got a lot of solid points. Because of large knight, we actually regard this as being a little bit more favorable for black than it is for white, which is why this is a little bit more common. Because if our opponent wants to attach to us and do the whole modern stuff again, he's going to be paying us more. Because usually large knight means not solid points. Usually large knight means influence because it's invadable. But here, it'll turn into solid points immediately. Just instantly. Solid points. And growth. And that little difference is kind of why we see this a little bit more, from what I understand. Then why did B not play 017 right away? B17? 017? What? I'm confused. Because he wants to grow and do this. He has a choice. He can back off, or he can grow. He has two options, which is why we see this. Now, I'm not saying Small Knight's wrong. Small Knight is still completely fine. I don't want to, give you the impression that I'm saying, this is superior! This is okay, the other's okay. You just have different options with one, different options with the other. So here we have a very interesting thing. Let us count with me. 1, 2, 3. Three group all separated right now. So we see this. To separate. Black finds white leaning on him to try to settle. He cross-cuts because he's looking to use Aji. Don't know what's here, but maybe there's some Aji here. He's looking to settle his groups. Sorry, he didn't do that. If he did that, that'd be kind of bad, wouldn't it? Let me play here. And then there. And then what did any of this do? It's that this would be all bad. Bad extension. Bad extension. So he plays here, and then he plays here. Like, do you want to me? Black says no. Like, I'm going to connect. We can't Atari. Atari bad. Atari means dead stones. However, we're fine. We can cut, because the ladder doesn't work. Goes under. Now we got something going for us here. Black surrounds. Protect cut point. We've got attempt to live. We're not going to make this exchange because then the cut doesn't work. Instead, we're going to be like, okay, take my corner. I'm taking the outside. You're not alive in the corner yet, so you need to play there again. But my 5 stones are not alive yet either, so I have to play there as well. So we exchanged the outside. We traded thickness for black on the outside for taking away his corner stuff. However, not a lot of points made in that corner, and a lot of influence made for black. Which would make this exchange really, really nice. And full of moves that just trick you. Like, if we extend again, then suddenly, what do we do? Are we fine here? Are we not fine here? Are we going to be in trouble here? Not good. So that's a trap. Responding here immediately. Because, like, Hane had a 2 and 3 stones. But no, we realize that this makes us our stronger corner and threaten to surround. Trying to settle. Completing the surround rather than playing the Hane. If we play here, fun things occur. We could, for example, have a ladder. That might be pretty good for white. So, had to be careful about that. So that's a trap too. We have this. The connection's obvious. We don't respond in the corner because that's a trap as well. Now cut point's protected. So this little sequence in the upper right is kind of interesting because there's like a little, not a little. There's like a lot of moves that you might make just like off top of your head that kind of net you a worse position. You know? How weak are the 2 white stones after black takes the outside? That is a very good question that white answers right now. It's like, my stones still have Aji. Hurt extra stones. Forcing move. Again, same thing. We're not gonna go here. Because then we're just going to go here, and then suddenly, what do we do now? I mean, stick. Stick not doing well. So again, instant where it's tempting to respond immediately, but by doing that, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble, right? So we Hane. We get to cut as a result, because liberties. We can count we know how to count liberties. We don't make mistakes. I'm pretty sure you don't either. But we don't make mistakes counting liberties in our games. Just doesn't happen. Plays on the outside. Getting some influence, and by that I mean we're going to play here. Get rid of the forcing move. Now white has to decide how we're going to use Izzy-Signis. How do we do it? How do we do it? How do we use that thickness? Anyone? Any ideas? Any ideas at all? How do we use that thickness? That glorious, glorious thickness. Gotta use it somehow. How are we gonna use it? What do we do? Any suggestions? C9. C9's an interesting position. Any other suggestions besides C9? Any other suggestions about C9 besides C9? Any other suggestions at all? Just anywhere. Anywhere at all. N3? That doesn't quite use your thickness. That tries to build the bottom. Interesting idea. Try to use thickness that we got right here for white. So no one's taking the bait and saying the really obvious move that I was hoping for.
Oh, but what if we play C8?
Good question, chat. Thank you. Reason why we're not he's trying to avoid this move is because it's a set variation. Like we can play here. Certainly possible. And then we find something like this. And then something like this, and this, and that, and that, and that as well. And we know that black's going to be kind of okay here. Like this is really difficult to get wrong, you know? Kind of the same thing here. It's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe we're gonna be kept in, or maybe he's just gonna play this, and then if we play this way, it's like, I don't know. Is this gonna be a thing? Oh Christ, we're cut off. That sucks. So we don't really want to do that either. So he's looking for a little bit of an unorthodox method of disrupting this base. Which is why I thought this next move was kind of interesting. He plays here. And your first thought playing there is, oh my god, that's a huge misclick from C8. Where the heck is this thing going? I mean, how do you even respond to this? Like, what is this thing trying to do? What is this thing even trying to do? Anyone know? It's a bit of a... He's trying to be a sneaky snake. He's trying to be sneaky. If we play here... He's trying to cut us off. He's trying to cut us off, man. Look at that. He's trying to, like, do the thing without the thing. So, black says, okay, I'm going to connect. Like, I don't know what you're up to. But I like the other variation where we cut off the 3 stones in the middle. So he plays here, forcing white to try to crawl because of the disconnect. Right? And that is cool. Like, once we identify, like, yes, there is a giant hole over here, isn't there? Yes, we're gonna try and go for it. So, yes, connect on up. I don't even mind. No. Then we're good. We're happy. We're happy as can be, man. So, white's gonna try and, not allow that to happen. Black's gonna go for it. It's like, I smell blood. Now both positions are kind of crashing amongst themselves. Like, this little group here is a little bit in trouble, this group's a little bit in trouble, that group's a bit in trouble, and then the 3 stones are almost disconnected, so they're in trouble too. So, the world just blew up here on the left side of the board. And it's all because we were kind of trying... It's all because we were kind of trying to... disconnect and not get disconnected and all that good stuff. So we Atari. Take. Live in the corner. And then come out. This is real. I really like Lee Changho's moves here because you can see that you got like a whole board perspective thing rocking, nice and solid. It's like, you know what? I'm not gonna respond. I'm not gonna go and like, I'm gonna defend my stones. It's like, you know what? You're doing too much on this board, sir. Defend yourself. Because you can't surround this group in one move, right? The black group. Like there's nowhere you can play that surrounds it in like one move. It's like, I surround you, and he goes, no, I do not. It's like, oh, you're right. I'm not surrounded. That means this needs to live. Behind enemy lines. Again. Time to jump. Fix shape. Don't you dare say AlphaGo. Just fixing our shape as we can. Alright. So it looks like now we're getting along okay. White's got some moves. This one in particular is a pretty good one to give himself some eye shape. Black is out with like this weird arrow here pointing that away. Proby probe. Of course Ryota said it. Of course Ryota said it. Now this felt weird to me. Because these two stones are getting so hurt by this. Like this I actually fundamentally don't understand. Like if I saw my student doing this in one of his games, I'd be like, yeah. So like in Go, when we've got like one weak group on the board, we don't like undercut ourselves. You need to like learn basic style of play. And then I realized that my student just showed me a pro game where it happens, and I feel really bad about myself. But it looks like it's a bad idea. But on the other hand, it's now completely on black to be like, okay, you take advantage of that, or you'll lose the game, maybe? I mean, white doesn't have a whole lot of territory, does he? I mean, black's got this, he's got that. Okay, no one has a lot of territory. But it just seems really greedy. Like we're fixing, trying to do all this stuff. Defense. Defense. Now we're just gonna chill. Throw in because we're not alive yet. I think we're going to Atari here. I bet Atari. Atari going once, Atari going twice? Yeah, basic. Tigix is now following the channel. Thanks for the follow, Tigix. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone who's following my Twitch, following my YouTube, and I definitely also appreciate all of my amazing patrons. I do not say that enough. So this is White's group right now. I'd probably just resign, to be completely honest. It looks like we've got two really unfortunate groups heading right towards each other. Almost Postal is now followed for the 5th time. Thank you for following the channel. Again, and again, and again. Lee Changho is going back into passive mode, where he's just going to win on points. I would have been like, well, I should play here now, right? Like, be honest. How many people would actually not play here and play here? Because this move is threatening like the Hane right here, right? How many people would go for... Rob Viet, thank you for following as well. I just turned off my alert box. Yeah, like not many people would do that, right? I would absolutely play here. I'm so greedy. I want this. I don't think you're gonna die with B18. I don't think so. Not after that, no. No. There's too much room back there. Because if we set up a... Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's set this up. Let's alter the board right now. Bam. Oh, wait, nope. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam. Like, even this is tough to kill by throw-in. Even this is actually a little bit difficult to actually kill. The Carpenter Square. And that's not even that secured. White pokes. And pokes. Black's like, I don't care, I'm enclosing you, you can poke me, but then I just jump out, we're good. So we have to not be dead. Comes out, because now we're attacking the 2 stones. Threatening a surround. Says no surround. Super important, this. Because if we did something else and got this in, that'd be tough. This gets tough really fast. Start poking around. So this move is super important. Poke, poke. Throws in. This case, there's a reason for it. We're trying to like get this in and like connect under or cut. Force, force. Trying to separate if we can. Trying to get him to defend. The Atari is pretty aggressive. But first we're gonna defend ourselves. Did I mention that Chang Hao is a best friend of these? Yeah. No, I didn't. But yeah. They've been playing each other for a very long time. Comes on out. Now we're in a little bit of a co here. Nice easy life. Now we're kind of struggling here as white again, getting surrounded on 2 points. Very, very carefully trying to keep these groups both unbalanced. That way they're still looking for life. 2 weak groups needing life. Usually good. Black makes play. Factory has been generated. Takes. Look at the co-threats that we've created over and over and over again. Can Atari. How's that co-work? Well, right now we're trying to... you can kind of see with the threats, right? Black needs a code to live. And if white loses it, he's dead. So poke, poke. Threat. Black says I'm alive. White says and I am too. But is that true? Because we're trying to live locally right now for white, it looks like. Creates an area. Gets threatened immediately. Once again, we're kind of going back, and as we go back, we're hitting the groups as they're being formed. Oops, I'm sorry. Wrong move. Jumps to here. There we go. Yeah. Then we play here. Then we connect. Then we play that one. There we go. Now we're back trying to kill. A little dangerous. Not gonna lie. A little bit dangerous. But if we cut through this, we can see we're okay. Because if we get cut here right now, 1, 2, 3 liberties to 2, so we're fine. So we can extend in because we can read liberties. Can't really cut through now. Takes, connects, white stone's dead. Save outside stones. And cut through. Once we cut through here, the cutting stones over in the middle are dead, which is nice. And now we have to go back and make certain that this group, give me a stone, give me a stone, give me a stone. This group here isn't going to be dead. This is not a knight yet, right? So this is a little bit uncertain too. But with the top being worth so many points right now, the middle having died off, and white not having a lot of territory while still being in trouble. I mean, we can count the amount of territory that he has, right? It's not that difficult to do. Right? Not a whole lot of points. White goes ahead and resigns, which is a fairly good idea. So after this move, white resigns, and black wins the game. I like how black kept control of this game. Because white started off playing fairly aggressively, fairly quick. Made a framework. But then it's really basic. Like, we got 1, 2, and 3, so we keep things separated. And then never answer immediately, just because we can. Like, the high had 3 stones, you would be inclined to play here now as a result. Instead, we cut through and made white really tough. Same thing here by white. Like, both of them are taking their time and really playing moves that make sense. White keeping his eye on the ball, or black keeping his eye on the ball, and seeing where his profit lies, and going after it rather aggressively. I really like this game. And it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to go over. Anyone have any questions about this game? If there are no questions, I have to wait because there's a delay. About a 30-second delay. One day in the future, maybe there will not be a 30-second delay. And I can ask questions in real time. But alas, that day is not today. Alright, looks like there's no other questions about the game. In that case, I'm actually going to duck out of here a little bit early. Oh, wait, wasn't it too early to activate the 2 stones on top of... This didn't seem to go very well for him. You do have a point there. But the question is, where do you play after that? If you don't do something with the Aji here, then what do you do? I mean, do you just take a point on the bottom of the board? Do you defend yourself here in Gote? This is like the only way to really keep pressure on black. But yeah, it didn't seem to really do enough. I think it's because the upper right result is not good. I think we have to go back further to see where we don't like this game, and it has to be back over to here. Like, maybe this just doesn't seem to go well with each other. Yeah. Yeah, no real potential there. Mm-hmm. I'll probably be streaming on Sunday again. I would imagine that I will. So yeah, despite the fact that right now my Patreon is actually below the 800, I am still going to go ahead and stream on Sunday, regardless. Because I believe that we're going to get back there. In my heart, I believe we will return. So yeah, we'll be back on Sunday. I will see you then. Take care, everyone.